to recognize so many wonderful student employees over the years. At KU, our student employees work in a wide range of jobs in almost every single department. And our campus simply could not run without our student employees. So we're really pleased that we get to recognize a select group of you today. When we started this program back in 2012, I wanted to learn more about the history of student employment at KU. So I went up to Spencer Library and I searched through some records. And I uncovered some interesting information from, mostly from the Depression era in the 1930s. In 1934, KU had a student population of 4,000 students, and 4 years of college cost about $1,500. About 45% of students worked through school, and students earned on average $15 a month, or about 30 cents an hour. That rate just about covered their room and board. Today, undergraduate students nationally, over 80% of students who are in college work. That number might even be higher at KU, but obviously the majority of our students work while they're in school. And employment can make all the difference for a student being able to stay in school and finish their degree. And as we also know, it's a great way to develop skills that you'll take on to your career after you leave college. I also want to spend a few minutes telling you just a little bit about the background of the Student Employee of the Year Recognition Program. Each year, colleges and universities across the country recognize the importance of the student work experience during National Student Employment Week, which occurs annually the second week of April. And the purpose, of course, is to draw attention to the contributions that student workers make in the many roles that they fill on campuses. So 12 years ago, we formed a committee to implement this recognition program for an outstanding undergraduate student employee. Many of the departments on campus already do some recognition in their own departments, but this is the first time we had a program that was for campus-wide student employees. We sent an email out to supervisors across campus and encouraged them to nominate their students. And those nominations are submitted online through an online form through the end of January. And then we also asked people to help be volunteers to read the nominees. And in February, the volunteers read and they score all the nominations. This year we got 50 nominations, so we're really excited that we get to recognize 50 students this year. Those scores, then each nominee is read by 3 different people and scored by 3 different people. And then we total those scores and we come up with 5 finalists, and one of those is announced as the winner, which we will do today. I also want to mention the nomination form asks supervisors to rate their nominees on the 8 core competencies from the National Association of Colleges and Employers. And it's kind of, as you can imagine, asking you to rate on each of these competencies can be kind of a lengthy process, so we really appreciate the supervisors taking the time to fill that out and give us such complete information about their nominees. The reason we do that is because we want to be able to submit our campus winner to both our regional and national competitions. And they're based on being able to give feedback on those competencies. So that's why we ask for that, and really appreciate our supervisors who take the time to nominate their students. So our campus winner this year was entered into the regional competition of the Midwest Association of Student Employment Administrators. And the Midwest Regional Association selects both winners and runners-up for each of 5 categories. And those categories are community service, diversity and inclusion, leadership, technology and innovation, and critical thinking. In addition, we submit our campus winner to the National Student Employment Association in one of those 5 categories that I just mentioned. And then at the national level, a winner is chosen in each of those 5 categories, and then an overall winner is chosen as the Student Employee of the Year nationally. The National Association has been recognizing outstanding student employees since 1995. So we're really thrilled that we are now competing in both the regional and the national competition with our student employees. So that's a little bit about what this program is and how we got started and how we get the nominees. At this time, I'm going to invite a couple of our speakers up, and we will start with our KU Student Body President, Sadie Williams, who's going to share a few comments with you.
Well, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much for that introduction. My name is Sadie Williams, and like many of you, I'm going to be graduating from KU here this May, and I feel very thankful to have the opportunity to talk to so many incredible students here today. So for just about the next week and a half now, I'm serving as the student body president. Elections are next week, so go out and vote. They're really important, and it's more important than you think. And if you just found out that we have a student government, you're not alone, but you should still vote. Through my involvement in university governance, I gained a strong understanding of what the anatomy is here on our beloved campus. While our administrators, faculty, and staff are undoubtedly an integral part of our campus and deserve more appreciation than I feel they're often given, it's my opinion that our university is emboldened by another, often even more overlooked and under-discussed source. The heart of KU is not isolated to the often elusive Strong Hall, standing in the front of Budig 120 at 8 a.m. on Mondays and Wednesdays, or even in the offices tucked away all across campuses where we go when we need advice or a second opinion. No, the heart of KU lies wherever students are. On Daisy Hill, as a first-year student runs into Mrs. E's to sneakily grab a to-go box of food as they're running late to an exam. In the unions on a Tuesday night, when every single room is booked as dozens of student organizations meet, and behind desks across campus doing the work that the full-time staff often finds a little bit less than desirable or fun. Student employees are an invaluable part of the University of Kansas. Your hard work and commitment to your roles, as varied and different as I'm sure that they are, does not go unnoticed, unappreciated, or undervalued, at least by the people here in this room and by every single student that all of us walk past every single day on Jayhawk Boulevard. Congratulations from the bottom of my heart for the service that you've committed to your roles over this past year or however long you've had them, and I hope that you know that as discouraging as it can be to be a student worker at times, and maybe as unseen as you are, here in this space, you really are appreciated and you truly are important. And so from the bottom of my heart, congratulations to all of you, and to the lucky winner, good luck at the regional and nationals too. I hope you represent KU well.
And next, we have had a last-minute change to the program. Dr. Klusmeyer was not able to be here last minute, but fortunately, we have Misty Chandler, who's the Executive Director of Success Initiatives in Academic Success, who's going to speak in her place. So thanks, Misty.
Good afternoon. I was really excited to actually get this invitation today because not only am I thrilled to get to be someone who gets to celebrate student workers at KU, and especially everyone in this room, this whole entity has a special place in my heart because guess what? I was a student worker. And so my start came doing this very work, and it opened so many doors for me. And as I think about how my experience shaped me, the memories, immediately I start to think through different things. And so I hope that you are really paying attention to what happens, making those memories, tucking them away for later, because you will look back on this time with some fondness. Sometimes you're gonna laugh. Sometimes you're going to say, oh my gosh, I did what? And that's okay. I remember everything from welcoming really nervous students into the suite that I worked in because I was working at a front desk and helping them feel okay. And then I also remember stuffing roommate letters because back then we printed them and we paired people on paper and we mailed them. That was fun. And I remember some housing people. And so just remembering that time, remembering the friends. I still know my friends who were student workers. We still connect. And so take time to remember that. Some of the work some of it's very big. Some of it is always, she mentioned some invisible jobs, but guess what? It all matters. When I look back now, especially in my role now, everything that I did mattered. And I look back and I was like, I was helping my institution, but my institution was helping me. It was a relationship. And that relationship is very important. What you do matters. So if you take that away today, every task, every role, every assignment, it all matters. Because what is very true of what everyone has said so far is we couldn't do it without you. We absolutely could not operate this institution without our student workers and without the energy, the ideas, and the passion that you bring. So I am grateful to that. As I think about how our work impacts us, I had to look at our mission statement and I was like, without student workers, we could not educate leaders, build healthy communities, and make discoveries that change the world. We just couldn't. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you for your work. I can't wait to hear all the stories that I'm about to hear, so I'm very excited about that. And on behalf of Provost Barbara Bickelmeyer, Vice Provost Susan Klusmeyer, and myself, we collectively share our pride in our work, our congratulations for being recognized today, and our best wishes for you, whatever your next might be. Next summer, next year, beyond. We wish you the best. Rochak.
We will now recognize all 50 of our nominees. When I call your name, please come up on the stage to receive your certificate and Jayhawk pin, and then remain on the stage until all our nominees have been recognized so we can take a group photo. Please hold your applause until all the students have been recognized. Our nominees are Kat Volka, KU Writing Center; Javin Betts, Education and Human Sciences; Riley Braswell, Transition to Post-Secondary Education; Isabella Bray, KU Libraries; Elaine Bunton, Engineering; Adam Corey, KU Admissions; Nella Davis, Sociology; Jackson DeAndrea, Dole Institute of Politics; Quinn Dotzert, Center for Educational Opportunity Programs, TRIO SES and STEM; Ruby Doyle, KU Student Housing; Chloe Ferrara, Business HR; Macy Gallagher, KU Student Housing; Victoria Garcia Unzueta, English, History of Black Writing; Emily Gerard, KU Admissions; Asia Grimes, Student Affairs; Trinity Hadel, Recreation Services; Dulani Hanadige, Academic Success; McKenna Harris, Kansas Geological Survey; Ingrid Hess, College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, Communications; Miles Hubbard, Sexual Assault Prevention and Education Center; Kirk Johnson, Undergraduate Biology Program; Kelly Johnston, KU Libraries; Autumn Killian, Centers for Orientation and Academic Programs; George LaHood, Education and Human Sciences; Natalie Lindsay, Journalism and Mass Communications; Aisha Malik, Journalism and Mass Communications; Shamaria Massenberg, Student Affairs; Delaney Miltner, Business Professionalism; Lexi Mitchell, Applied Behavioral Science; Caitlin Moore, Education and Human Sciences; Etisham Mushtaq, Achievement and Assessment Institute; Lynn Nguyen, Centers for Orientation and Academic Advising Programs; Badar Zaman Khan Niatsi, University Press of Kansas; Caitlin Nichols, Aerospace Engineering; Frank Grosso, Center for Remote Sensing and Integrated Systems; Aoife Udunyi, School of Engineering; Nathan Ohl, Office of Admissions; Catherine O'Lear, Center for Sexuality and Gender Diversity; Vivian Orta, Centers for Orientation and Academic Advising Programs; Andrew Ost, Business and KU Admissions; Sydney Peak, Business J Cafe; Sydney Pritchard, Center for Service Learning; Danielle Pulido, Speech Language Hearing; Brianna Robinson, Watkins Health Services; Savannah Robinson, University Career Center; Sophie Sanders, Film and Media Studies; Aquina Smith, Multicultural Affairs. Madeline Solomon, Business Marketing. Gabby Tappan, Education and Human Sciences. Thomas Way, Academic Success. Let's have a big round of applause for our students. Thank you, students. We will now recognize our 5 finalists. We have invited the supervisors of these students to say a few words about the students they nominated. As I call your name, please come to the stage. In no particular order, our first finalist is Chloe Ferrara, nominated by Karen Anderson for the Department of Business HR.
Well, thank you. First, I'd like to say thank you to Ann Hartley and the rest of the committee members and the reviewers for making this event possible. Congratulations to each and every one of you students, and thank you for all that you do for the university. And finally, thank you to supervisors or whoever nominated those students. Ann wasn't kidding, that is a heck of a long form, so thanks for the effort. For all of you to make this important recognition event occur. So, my name is Karen Anderson. I have the honor of supervising Chloe in her role as an HR student assistant at the KU School of Business, and it is absolutely my privilege to say some kind words about her today. I'll let you know that any student that comes to work in the HR department already has to have the highest level of integrity, the ability to work independently, to attend to lots of tiny details, and to meet deadlines regularly. We train our students over a wide variety of tasks. They are absolutely a vital member of our team. And this year we were lucky enough, or I was smart enough, to hire Chloe to join us. And she is nothing short of exceptional. One of Chloe's tasks is to monitor the workflow and manage the workflow of all our student hourly employees. That might involve posting a job, hiring and communicating with our SSC folks, doing change orders, and even auditing things after the student is hired. Now at the KU School of Business, to put this in perspective, we have about 200 student hourly employees every fall and spring. Chloe's job is no small task. Okay, so she did this extremely well, and then she saw the system and she thought, I could improve this. So Chloe went and created templates to make it easier to communicate with our SSE folks and our supervisors. She's written instructions for me so that when I train the next student hourly, because unfortunately she is graduating in May, my job will be easier in the training. So I have to tell you that she has amazing insights, communication, and problem-solving skills, but that's not the reason I nominated her, okay? Before coming to work for me, Chloe worked in the events department at KU School of Business. And last year, our events director resigned in the spring. Yes, just several months before our May graduation ceremony. Chloe worked seamlessly through all the chaos with a temporary interim director and a hodgepodge of business school staff to ensure that close to 700 graduates got to enjoy their ceremony. And I think she just shared with me, because she was graduating, she said she ran for about 5 hours that day. So hopefully what you see is a pattern of effort and excellence that Chloe's been demonstrating. Now they say that skill without effort won't get you anywhere, and then the reverse is also true. And I'll tell you that Chloe clearly has both skill and effort, and she is definitely going places. She is enormously talented. She puts maximum effort into everything that she does, and she is certainly worthy of this nomination. But the reason I nominated her is because she has it. It's hard to explain what it is, but when you see it, you know it. And Chloe has it. She smiles when she talks. I've never seen her have a bad day. She has a genuine warmth about her. Her leadership skills are miles beyond any of her peers. She emulates that attitude of gratitude philosophy. She values individuals, and she's probably embarrassed that I'm saying all of this about her. So I have to admit I was struggling with what to say about Chloe to help you guys understand why we value her so much at the School of Business. So I asked a colleague, and she said, I don't know, Karen. It's like magic. Everything Chloe touches is just better. So Chloe, on behalf of the KU School of Business and the University of Kansas, thank you for your skills, your effort, and especially your magic. It has been my privilege to work with such a professional, hardworking, and lovely person. Thank you.
Our next finalist is Macy Gallagher, nominated by Philip Newman of KU Student Housing. Neither Macy nor Philip could be with us today, so speaking on their behalf is Garrett Johnson.
All right, as she said, neither Macy nor Philip, her supervisor, has been able to attend today. They have other duties that popped up. So I will be speaking on behalf of Macy and her supervisor. To begin, going into a little bit of the description of the desk manager position that Macy has. The desk manager position started at the beginning of the pandemic. We had several administrative staff accepting early retirement, which left some gaps within those positions in our residence halls. And so the position was changed and adapted to accept student positions and became a desk manager, student desk manager position. One of these positions was put in place at Corbin Hall, overseeing the service desk and their staff. And it's a code supervision and scheduling type of position, scheduling the desk staff, about 25 at Corbin, but it also shares staff with GSP Hall as well, an additional 25. They also facilitate monthly meetings with their staff, making sure that all their staff are on the same page, updating them with new information coming out, new processes, move-in, move-out processes that are coming up, and just making sure that their answers or their questions are getting answered and any issues they're having are being addressed. They also complete weekly audits of the residence hall keys, temporary access cards, also called TAC cards, and the mail packages, ensuring that what is checked out is returned and who it's returned to, as well as packages, making sure what has been delivered is either been picked up or remains in our mail room. Now a little bit about Macy. Macy directly oversees the staff for one of our 3 24-hour service desks, which is within Corbin Hall. This 24-hour desk is challenging, as well as the other two are very challenging to schedule, as many student workers, student hourly employees either don't have interest or are unable to work overnight shifts at these 24-hour desks. However, Macy quickly picked up on and learned early during the fall semester that staff would rather have the 8 hours of overnight shifts split into 2 sections. The late shifts, 11 p.m. to 3 a.m., and then early shifts, 3 a.m. to 7 a.m. This helped create a buy-in with the staff and consistency in scheduling, which staff have been excited for. It also let the staff know that their concerns and ideas were also being addressed and looked at. Macy's also been able to create consistent scheduling that is able to be published in advance for the entire semester at her desk. Again, which can be a challenge if not done with attention to detail. It can cause a negative impact for the staff at Corbin, the desk staff at Corbin, as well as other staff teams within housing. This has also led to higher job satisfaction with her staff and minimal staff turnover within Corbin Hall. And Macy communicates very well with her staff almost daily through an app called Slack, very similar to GroupMe, asking them what their availability is, their scheduling, if they're able to cover a shift that's popped up that needs coverage. She also communicates with staff and desk operations as well as ResLife to schedule bi-weekly desk meetings to ensure that she's receiving the correct and updated information that she can then pass on to her staff at Corbin Hall. She also is very good about communicating with scheduling RA meetings and training desk staff. She's very eager to pop in and train staff herself. She's been at the desk for a couple of years, I believe, and is very eager to train those new staff so that they are more familiar with how the desk operates. Macy's also very eager to learn new processes and things about KU housing and desk staff things. Over the winter break, this past winter break, we had our break mailroom that received all packages that were received over winter break placed in one room for the break, and Macy was very eager to participate in this and showed interest right away, and not only operated within that position and operating the mailroom, but also had a fellow staff member assisting her who wasn't as familiar, and without even really asking, she addressed their questions and assisted in training them as well, so they were more familiar with the process in the break mailroom also. Lastly, I'll say about Macy, she has had to handle a few conduct and civil rights and Title IX situations that have popped up. She has operated within these with a kind of poise and stamina, respect, and understanding that sometimes I wish I had. And not only does she provide the proper documentation for these situations and eager to participate in follow-up in these situations, but she also provided support and options for any residents or students who were potentially involved so that they were aware of the services and support that they had available to them should they need them. Lastly, I'll say again, the desk manager position can be a very
This is a weird change of scenery for us. On Monday, we were releasing a tour from this exact spot, so it's great. Really exciting to be here. Well, my name's Brandon Shaw, and I'm the Assistant Director of Campus Visits Events over the Student Ambassador Programs for the Office of Admissions. And it's definitely my privilege and honor to be here talking about Nathan Ohl as a finalist for the Student Employee of the Year Award. I have 112 student workers on my payroll, and so I'm surrounded by them all the time. Words like slay and students singing la 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 is just a daily part of my work. And if you're looking at your student wondering what that is, you can ask them later. It's a conversation starter. I was told I'd have to prepare some remarks a few weeks ago, so I began preparing them last night. I drank 3 Red Bulls and flashback to my undergrad began. With the jokes out of the way, it's an exciting and bittersweet moment to stand up here and talk about Nathan as I'm graduating not only Nathan, but 32 of his peers here in a few short weeks. What I'm about to attempt to do is nearly impossible, and that's to summarize the effects of a student working for your department for 4 years for the entirety of his undergraduate years here at KU. The first time I remember meeting Nathan was when I was an admissions representative, and that was back spring break of 2022. I'm sure that's a week you're wanting to forget but won't forget soon. There were very few ambassadors available that day, and everyone was off wherever people are going nowadays. I hear it's Panama City Beach. Again, I'm not really sure. And it was just myself, Nathan, and a few admissions representatives that were responsible for the day-to-day for that week. Now, from the outside looking in, what we do might look like complete organized chaos. It's people running around, making sure that final appointments are done, pairing off ambassadors for their tours, and just making sure that everyone has a great visit experience. So it was just Nathan and a few of us making sure that that week went off without a hitch. And if he was nervous about it at all, he didn't show it. And again, I'm sure that that's a week you want to forget. Little did I know at the time, this is just how Nathan is. He's level-headed, thoughtful, and caring about his work and others. In his day-to-day, Nathan serves as one of 8 coordinators in the Ambassador Program, and he focuses on the operation of what we call Ambassa Aids. We love to put Ambassa in front of everything. We have an Ambassa meeting, it's the Ambassa fam, so the aiding group is called the Ambassa Aids. These are a select group of workers that go beyond doing campus tours for prospective visitors. They help prepare visit materials for big and large events. Nathan is the kind of student worker that you dream to work about one day while you're preparing for such a thing in graduate school. When he's around, there's never a concern as a staff member or for any of our team that issues that arise will not get solved. He's always professional, demonstrates respect for others, and even if the decision doesn't fall where he wants, he arrives to work early and does that work that needs to be done to guide his fellow student ambassadors. He makes sure they understand the goals for the visit and ultimately helps to ensure the success of other ambassadors in the program. He's a very caring student and is always there for others. We would describe him as being a quiet leader. He doesn't need to be recognized every minute for his great efforts. This, of course, makes this whole event all the more hilarious because he has to stand here while I say nice things about him. He'll be one of the first people to go to our staff and advocate on behalf of the Student Ambassador Program, and he's comfortable advocating and interacting with all levels of university staff and faculty. And his passion for both KU and for the Ambassador Program is evident. He's a true teammate and gets to know all of the aides that he helps schedule. He knows something about each and every one of them, and that number's in about 40 in total. He uplifts his peers and has a tremendous relationship with the other aide coordinators that he works with as well. Sometimes you may find it's rare that your student employees hang out and interact with work, but thanks to Nathan's efforts organizing basketball camping groups, we can proudly say that that's not the case for our ambassador program, and I'm told he really gets on people about their camping shifts too. He's an advocate for getting everyone to spend time together outside of work and grow bonds and build a relationship with each other. Nathan's been one of my right-hand associates during this past year learning on the job. I'm admittedly not great at creating schedules, and my first attempt at a front desk schedule wasn't great, but with Nathan's help, we got it sorted out for our new Jayhawk Welcome Center desk assistant position. His knowledge of how to work our scheduling CRM has been life-saving at times, and at times he's worn the hat for IT support for our team. and help troubleshoot all kinds of issues that we've been having with Slack. I don't know if anyone else is having them, but we've had a lot of them. He's mindful of the hours each person is looking to work, and very mindful of letting them not go over or under, and helps assign these shifts. He's been a mainstay for the coordinator team and the ambassador program, and has weathered a lot of changes. He's annually adapted to the new faces in the coordinator team and new expectations, especially those moving into a brand new building and scaling up our recruitment efforts. Along the way, Nathan has proven to be a trusted and respected voice. If Nathan says something will get done, I can trust that it will be done. Nathan has shown what it looks like to be someone who wants to get involved in campus, and from the moment he was hired as an ambassador, was looking for more ways to do more. He asked what he could do to leave an impact. It's safe to say that in his 4 years as ambassador and student at KU, he's left an impact and then some. He's left an indelible mark on our program, one that will be felt for years to come. He leaves behind a very, very large pair of size 13 shoes to fill. Congrats, Nathan, and thank you for all that you've done for KU.
Our next finalist is Victoria Garcia Unzueta, nominated by Sarah Lent for the Department of English, History of Black Writing.
Very excited for her. Hello, my name is Sarah Arbuthnot-Lent. I'm the Research Project Manager for the History of Black Writing, HBW, in the Department of English. I want to acknowledge HBW's Director, Dr. Aisha Hardison, who is here with us today, and our founding director, Dr. Mary McGraham, who is very much here in spirit. I know they share in my excitement to see our excellent KU Student Employee of the Year finalist, Victoria, recognized here today. Victoria began her work with the History of Black Writing as a social media assistant in August of 2019, following her selection as an emerging scholar through the KU Center for Undergraduate Research's Emerging Scholars Program. We quickly realized the value she brought to her position, and when her Emerging Scholar Program tenure ended, we were thrilled for her to continue with us as a student hourly. Victoria was promoted to Social Media Coordinator in May 2021, a position usually held within our unit by an advanced undergrad or a grad student. She was only a sophomore. She has led a team of 2 to 3 student workers with skill and grace, and sets a high standard for all, modeling the behavior she expects of everyone. When Victoria graduates with her BS in Journalism, Strategic Communications this May, she will have worked all 4 years of her academic career with HBW, learning and growing with our social media team, and contributing in myriad ways to the larger work of the History of Black Writing. She has not only offered leadership on the social media team, but innovated the broad communications of HBW overall, which includes collaboration with the project's other 4 teams to organize and promote events throughout the year. She brings her expert knowledge by informing us of the latest software and equipment to raise the quality of our media content, as well as the national profile of HBW. I want to highlight some of Victoria's accomplishments this past year. This is not all of them, but just a few. She organized and facilitated a Launch KU fundraiser through KU Endowment that raised over $5,000 to support HBW student workers, and included the creation of 4 edited videos, as well as a variety of social media content for timed release during the 4-week campaign last fall. Victoria led her team in conducting extensive research to create a calendar of important dates in African American literary history, including author birth dates, major publication dates, literary holidays that inform our year-round social media content creation, both now and in the future. She added TikTok and LinkedIn to HBW's social media presence, which are already included Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. She trained 3 students new to her team in video editing and the Adobe Creative Cloud suite of graphic design tools. She edited recordings of HBW programs, put them on our YouTube channel. She does all the things. Under her guidance these last 4 years, HBW's social media audiences have continued to steadily grow across all of our platforms, which is what you want, your social media coordinator. These were some of the big things that Victoria accomplished this year. She also accomplished what might be considered smaller, but nonetheless very important things, like creating an atmosphere of collegiality with everyone she works with, especially within her own team, and responding to every email and text in a timely and professional manner. Victoria is a truly outstanding student employee and most deserving of this public recognition. We're going to miss her tremendously, but are excited to see what her next chapter brings. Thank you.
Our last finalist is Thomas Way, nominated by Kim Lefevre for the Department of Academic Success.
Hello, and thank you. I'm excited to be here speaking today and celebrating such capable and talented student employees. I'm also honored to highlight the great work Thomas Way has accomplished over the past year. Thomas has served as a student navigator within Academic Success Initiatives since the beginning of spring 2022. The student navigator position focuses on student success with the mission to create connection and provide support to students who may be performing poorly in one of our partnering courses. Whether the student missed a few classes, hasn't turned in some assignments, or received a poor grade on a recent exam, our goal is to provide students resources and referral information to help get them back on track in time to be successful by the end of the semester. Student navigators are trained on things such as case management skills, confidentiality, resource referral and appointment scheduling, individual student engagement focused on overcoming personal and academic barriers, and as well, data entry to track necessary conversations for future reference. Thomas shared that he applied for the student navigator position because he was looking for a good way to find connection and quickly learned about what KU offers. And being a social welfare major, he also wanted to do something that makes a difference. Thomas's commitment to his education, peers, personal health and wellness, and future career as a social welfare student shines through in the work that he accomplishes, and we felt Thomas was deserving of the nomination for the Student Employee of the Year award for many reasons. Some of these reasons being his intentionality and commitment to the position, Thomas's compassionate, student-focused approach to outreach, his respect for cultural diversity and ability to initiate conversations to build normalizing language, his willingness to provide honest and respectful feedback to enhance the Student Navigator program, the ethical and reliable manner in which Thomas uses the technology required for the position, his leadership skills demonstrated through his invitations to new navigators to provide support and perspective on the role, his team-focused approach during our weekly staff meetings, recognizing each individual has their own strengths and skills to offer, his problem-solving skills when gathering and interpreting information in Jayhawk GPS to then confidently and thoughtfully reach out to students without judgment. Thomas's professional work ethic. He manages his workload efficiently and acts with integrity while serving the KU community. His dedication to helping improve the program and support his team members. So for example, Thomas spent the summer of 2022 further expanding the Student Navigator Handbook. And because of your participation, Thomas, you can be confident in knowing you'll be leaving the program in a more robust space than when you arrived. And Thomas, your focus on improving experiences of others is paying off. You took initiative and connected with key campus partners in hopes of improving the transfer student experience for other KU students. I'm pleased to share we are piloting a new approach for onboarding transfer students, partly based on your feedback, so thank you. For these and so many more reasons, Thomas, we're excited to celebrate you here today. So in closing, on behalf of the University of Kansas, academic success, and the Student Navigator team, we thank you for living your Jayhawk values and bringing your true, authentic self to your work as a student navigator. Congratulations, Thomas, and to all of you.
Before I announce the winner, I would like to take a moment to thank all the supervisors for nominating their outstanding student employees. We know that student employees give their all, and we couldn't get by without them and their hard work. We really appreciate all you do. Let's give them all a round of applause. And our winner of the 2022-2023 KU Student Employee of the Year is Victoria Garcia Unzueta for the Department of English.
Because in addition to the plaque and the $500 check, and there will be real money coming too. We also got some exciting news last week that we were contacted by the Midwest Association that I mentioned earlier, and Victoria has won as the runner-up in the category of Student Employee of the Year in the area of innovation and technology, and they sent a certificate and a check for $50. Excited we're competing in the regionals, and someday we're going to get to the nationals too. So congratulations again to all of our nominees and the finalists and our winner, and we're just so thrilled to have you here and make KU such a special place. And in closing, I just also want to recognize a few other people who are involved with the Student Employee of the Year. On the back of our program, we have committee members who help pull this whole thing together every year and put their time and energy into pulling together this program. So I want to thank them and the 22 volunteers who stepped forward and helped read all the nominees, and we've listed them as well. And also have to thank our marketing team at the Career Center, at the University Career Center, because they helped with a lot of the details, like making name tags and printing the program, and taking pictures and all kinds of things. So also very special thanks to any of our sponsors and donors who helped with this. And so that is the conclusion of our program today. I do want to say, though, join us here for the reception afterwards at the north end of the ballroom, because do stay, especially our student nominees. You probably noticed this table up here. We got an amazing number of people around the community that donated door prizes, and some of them were really wonderful, like gift cards for really cool things. So as soon as we're done and you all stay, we're going to start just drawing names out of a hat and giving away door prizes. So for nominees, like hang in there and stay here so you can win something. We'll also be able to take pictures with Baby J, and Baby J will be able too. So. And then just one final thing I want to say. If you're a supervisor who is here today and your student wasn't able to attend, could you come up to the stage and grab their certificate? We'll give that to you to take back to them. So thanks so much, and thank you everyone for coming.